Hi everyone, welcome back to Eco and Crafts. It has been the longest time since I've done a sewing video, but we are doing one today. I've been looking online for a sort of easy, straightforward project because I have done a few sewing projects, but I would class myself still as a beginner sewer. And I was looking for some inspiration online and I came across the Etty Camisole top by Tammy Handmade. It's this really gorgeous, straightforward looking design, but it's got this gorgeous scalloping detail along the front. And I thought this would be really great because it doesn't require lots of fabric. It looks pretty straightforward, and I have got a pile of my husband's old shirts that I need to find things to do with. I find that I can't throw them away because the fabric on them is always really nice, and there's basically nothing wrong with them apart from, some kind of scuffs or stains on the collar or the cuffs. So my husband doesn't want to keep them and wear them anymore, but I think they're too nice the fabric to throw away, but I need to find things to do with them. So I thought this would be a really great project to kind of use up some of that fabric that I have. The Etty Camisole top itself you can buy on Etsy, or if you go to the Tammy Handmade website, she does let you download the pattern for free, which you then print out and make up and cut your pattern pieces out from there. I thought it was really easy and straightforward process. She's got loads of other gorgeous patterns and products on her website. So I think it's a really great way when people do provide patterns for free for you to kind of test out what the patterns are like, what the fit is like, how the instructions are, how easy is the makeup. So I think it's a really good way to kind of test drive some products, as it were, before you potentially buy some others. But she has loads of other gorgeous things, so I would recommend checking those out. Sizing wise, I'm between an 8 and a 10, so I made a mock-up to start with, and the 10 was a little bit gapey on the sides. Tammy also has 2 YouTube videos with instructions and tips on how to get the best results from sewing the Etty Camisole top, which I definitely used for certain sections and found them really useful. But for now, I'll show you a little bit of the process I went through to create the Etty Camisole top, and if you want to skip round to the end, then you can see the final result.
Okay, so this is the shirt we're working with. It was a bit of a struggle to get all the pattern pieces to fit, so I've got the front and back through the main body of the shirt, and then for the facing I actually split the sleeves long ways down, and that meant that I could fit the facing on. It's a really straightforward pattern actually. There's only 5 pieces really, and then you are good to go.
Okay guys, so I'll put a video up of me spinning around with the top on in a second, but this is the top here. So entirely made out from one of my husband's shirts. Really pleased with the end results. I think the scallop detailing is just really gorgeous. I did, as Tammy recommends, if you want more defined scallops, then to kind of cut deeper into the pattern pieces and sew those more prominent scallops, which I did do because the first round when I just sewed it as the pattern directed, I found they were a little bit kind of subtle. I wanted something a bit more prominent, so went back and cut some more prominent scallops in, and I think the effect is kind of really pretty, really effective. I did size down after making a mock-up to the size 8, and it is probably just a tiny bit smaller than I would have liked, but that's probably on me because I hadn't, when I made the mock-up, done it with French seams, which is how I actually always do my makes otherwise, which is kind of like where you include the seam in itself, if that makes sense. If I'm not making sense, there's lots of good YouTube videos on how to do it, which is what I follow every time. But essentially, even though I probably should be able to measure it so that the seam allowance is the same, I think I always just slightly overdo it, which means things end up a little bit smaller than maybe they should be. But I think it's a really good way to do your seams if you don't have an overlocker or a serger, because it means that you're not going to get the same fraying. Obviously it is you're sewing each seam twice, so it does take longer to do, but I think it gives a really nice neat finish. Got some of the facing in here, and it's quite nice because you can see some details from the shirt itself, but everything, there's no raw edges, there's no kind of fraying seams when you do French seams, so I personally think it's always worth it. But I found the pattern pieces really easy to line up. I thought the instructions were really clear, especially with the videos that she provides. You can't really ask for any more than that. And I think it's just a really classy design. I really love it. I'm really proud of it. It's something I think I would really make again. And if you want to make different versions yourself, I've seen some people online have made it into like a scoop version as well, if you're not fancying the scallops. So it's really, you know, quite versatile, and I'm pretty sure you could make it with lots of different fabric types, which is also really good. Anyway, I'll pop some shots up of me doing a bit of a twirl so you can kind of see what it looks like on. Otherwise, as always, if you found this video useful, if you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing. Really helps the channel out. Press the notification bell so you can see any more of my upcoming videos. If there's any free patterns you guys have seen around that you want someone to test out to see how they work, by all means link them in the box below. I am up for a challenge, but overall would highly recommend that you check out Tammy's website and her YouTube channel for more inspiration and patterns for yourself. Until next time.